Have you ever felt like you're carrying invisible weights that make it difficult to truly enjoy life, especially as you get older? As the years pass, we can start to realize that certain beliefs, fears, or even toxic relationships are weighing us down, holding us back from the peace and fulfillment we deserve. Have you noticed that these burdens, though intangible, seem to affect your daily happiness, health, and overall sense of well-being? Imagine if you no longer had to carry these burdens. What if you could find the freedom to truly live, without the weight of the past or the worries of others' expectations? In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 key things you need to let go of to unlock a happier, more peaceful life as you enter your 70s and beyond. These aren't just small tweaks. These are profound shifts that can completely transform the way you approach each day, bringing more joy, calm, and a deeper sense of fulfillment into your life. By the time you finish watching this video, you'll have the tools to break free from the belief that change is no longer possible, conquer your fears around aging and death, release toxic relationships that drain your energy, stop living in regret over the past, and finally, let go of the need for constant approval. These changes are not just theoretical. They have the power to shift your mindset and actions in ways that will improve your emotional well-being, health, and happiness. If you've been feeling like you're carrying an invisible weight or simply want to embrace a more fulfilling, empowered life in your later years, this video is especially for you. Stay tuned until the end because I'm going to reveal how even small shifts in your mindset and actions can make a huge impact on your life and well-being. These changes might seem simple, but they are profound and have the power to dramatically improve how you experience life as you age. And before we dive in, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the valuable insights and advice I share. Your support means so much to me, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and share it so that we can continue spreading these lessons to others who may need them. If this topic resonates with you, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't, or if you have suggestions for how I can improve, comment 0, and let me know how I can make better videos for you. I truly value your input and am always looking for ways to better serve this community. Now, let's get started. Number 1. The need for approval. As we move through life, one deeply ingrained habit that many of us carry from childhood is the constant need for approval from others. If you're 70 or older, it's likely you've spent decades worrying about what others think, whether it's your friends, family, colleagues, or even strangers. You may have spent much of your life trying to please everyone around you. But if you stop and think about it, trying to please everyone is a futile and exhausting pursuit. It's like chasing the horizon. No matter how much you try, you'll never actually reach it. So why do we continue to cling to the need for approval? It all starts with early conditioning. From a young age, we're taught to be good, to follow rules, and to seek praise. This pattern becomes deeply ingrained in our lives. We're told to avoid conflict, to agree with others even when it goes against our true feelings, and sometimes it's easier to keep the peace than to face the discomfort of confrontation. We internalize these messages, and as we grow older, it becomes second nature to seek validation from those around us. But here's the truth. The fear of judgment is part of being human. We all want to be loved, to be seen, and to be accepted. However, this need for approval can become paralyzing, especially if you take it too far. The price we pay is the loss of our authenticity. When we constantly seek approval, we end up neglecting our desires and values in favor of others. Over time, this creates emotional exhaustion. It's impossible to please everyone, and trying to do so drains our mental and emotional energy. Even worse, when we sacrifice our own needs for the sake of approval, resentment can slowly build up. We might not express it outwardly, but inside, there's a deep, latent resentment towards others, and sometimes even ourselves. This internal conflict can be incredibly damaging. So, how do we release this need for constant approval? First, recognize your value. Understand that your intrinsic worth doesn't depend on the opinions of others. As you age, you accumulate wisdom, and it's important to trust that wisdom. It has guided you through many seasons of life. Use it. Next, set healthy boundaries. It's not your job to manage other people's feelings. You have the right to say no without feeling guilty. Being able to say no with confidence is one of the most freeing things you can do. It doesn't mean you're being rude. It means you're taking care of yourself. Speak your truth with kindness. You don't need to be aggressive, but you have the right to express your thoughts and feelings authentically. Your voice matters, and it deserves to be heard. Lastly, accept selective feedback. Instead of trying to please everyone, focus on the opinions of a few people you trust, those who genuinely care about your well-being. They are the ones whose feedback truly matters. Imagine the freedom that comes with self-approval. Think about the lightness of no longer being shackled by the need to conform to everyone's expectations. When you embrace this shift, you can speak honestly, choose activities based on your true interests, and surround yourself with people who respect you for who you truly are. Life becomes so much simpler and infinitely more satisfying when you free yourself from the burden of trying to please everyone around you. Number 2. Regret. Regret is like carrying a backpack full of heavy stones wherever you go. It's exhausting, burdensome, and ultimately useless. By the time you reach the age of 70, it's almost inevitable that you've made mistakes or missed out on opportunities. But continuously thinking about them doesn't change anything. It only chains us to a past that we can never change. Regret is perhaps the heaviest emotional chain we carry, pulling the past into the present and preventing us from fully embracing the present moment. Why is this so common, especially as we age? A long life means accumulating both joys and mistakes. As the years stack up, it's only natural to look back and wonder what could have been different. We fall into the trap of the what if, repeating those events in our minds, hoping we could rewrite them or somehow change the outcome. But the reality is, we can't change the past. The more we dwell on those what ifs, the more we remain stuck in a place where we cannot move forward. Culturally, we often hear the phrase, live without regrets. And many people glorify the idea of living a regret-free life. Ironically, this only makes those who feel regret even more burdened. The pressure to live a perfect life without mistakes can make you feel even worse about yourself, as if you're failing to live up to some ideal. But here's the truth. It's okay to have regrets, as long as we learn from them. Regrets only have power over us if we allow them to. But what if we could transform them into valuable lessons? So, how do we free ourselves from the heavy burden of regret? First, take a moment to learn the lessons hidden in those regrets. Every mistake or missed opportunity holds a teaching moment. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? The key is to not just dwell on the past, but to apply those lessons moving forward. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for growth. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Next, practice self-forgiveness. You would likely forgive a friend who admitted they made a mistake, right? So why is it so hard to forgive yourself? Studies on self-compassion show just how healing forgiveness can be for emotional well-being. It's time to give yourself the same grace you'd extend to others. Another important step is to focus on the present moment. Take that energy you would have spent regretting the past and channel it into something positive now. Maybe it's writing that long overdue letter, reconnecting with an old friend, exploring a hobby you've always wanted to try, or simply enjoying the beauty of a sunset. When you focus on the present, regret can't survive. It loses its power because it's no longer tied to the moment you're living. Finally, transform regret into wisdom. Letting go of regret doesn't mean rejecting your past. It means reframing it. Instead of viewing your mistakes as failures, see them as stepping stones that have guided you to where you are today. By learning from those experiences, you'll gain insights that can improve your current relationships and decisions. Your past no longer holds you captive. It becomes a part of your journey that has shaped the wise, strong person you are now. Imagine the relief of finally putting down that backpack full of stones. Picture the lightness, the freedom. Letting go of regret is a game changer, and it opens up space for peace, growth, and a deeper connection with the present moment. So far, we've covered 4 major burdens: the belief that change is impossible, fear of death, toxic relationships, and regret. Which of these resonates with you the most? Please, share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Number 3. Toxic relationships. Relationships are one of the most important aspects of life, especially as we age. They can either be a source of joy and support, or they can become a source of stress, resentment, and even depression. As you reach your 70s, you've likely encountered all types of people in your life: friends, family, co-workers, acquaintances. Some of these people lift you, offering encouragement and love, while others seem to drag you down, leaving you emotionally drained or conflicted. The truth is, it's time to let go of those toxic relationships that are no longer serving your well-being. The pain and negativity they bring often far outweigh any benefits. So, how can you identify toxic relationships? Here are a few common signs. Constant criticism. Some people in your life seem to have a never-ending supply of criticism. No matter how hard you try, it's never enough for them. Instead of support, you get judgment and belittlement. Emotional manipulation. Toxic individuals often manipulate your emotions to get what they want. They may blame you for their problems or guilt-trip you into fixing their issues, even though they are not your responsibility. Unilateral dependence. These are the people who only reach out when they need something from you, whether it's financial support, emotional comfort, or a favor. But when you need them, they're nowhere to be found. Persistent negativity. Some people constantly bring drama and conflict into your life. They thrive on negativity and seem to find a way to make every situation a problem, no matter how small. Now, you might be wondering, why let these relationships go? The answer lies in 3 important reasons. Emotional health. Studies in geriatric psychology have shown that the emotional stress caused by toxic relationships can have a profound impact on your mental and physical health, especially as you age. Chronic stress can lead to anxiety, depression, and even physical ailments like high blood pressure or weakened immunity. Your energy is precious. When you reach your 70s, every day becomes more valuable. You don't have the luxury of wasting time and emotional energy on people who drain you. Each moment should be spent on things that enrich your life, not deplete it. Better relationships await. Letting go of toxic relationships opens up the possibility for healthier, more supportive connections. Whether these are new friendships or deeper bonds with people already in your life, you'll make space for relationships that are based on mutual respect, care, and understanding. So, how can you move forward and free yourself from these negative influences? Here are a few strategies. Set boundaries. One of the most empowering steps you can take is to communicate what you will and won't tolerate. Setting boundaries is essential to maintaining your emotional health and well-being. When people know your limits, some may change their behavior accordingly. You don't have to be harsh, but you do need to stand firm in your decisions. Evaluate the bonds. Just because someone has been in your life for decades doesn't mean they should stay forever, especially if their presence is causing you harm. History and shared memories don't always justify keeping someone around if they bring you pain. Evaluate whether the relationship adds value to your life or if it's time to let go. Practice emotional detachment. It's possible to care for someone's well-being without subjecting yourself to their toxic behavior. Emotional detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop allowing their negativity to affect you. You can still love someone from afar without being caught in their emotional drama. You don't have to wish anyone harm, but you also don't need to be in constant contact with them. When you remove toxic relationships from your life, you'll likely feel a sense of relief, as if a weight has been lifted off your shoulders. And the reward? You'll discover new reserves of peace and calm that you didn't even know you had. The relationships that remain will be ones built on mutual respect, understanding, and genuine connection. Sometimes, solitude becomes a gift rather than a curse. It allows you space to breathe, think, and grow. It's an opportunity to focus on your own needs and aspirations without the constant noise of toxic influences. When you start letting go of the people who drain you, you make room for the people who truly matter. Now that we've discussed the importance of releasing toxic connections, let's talk about something else. A toxic feeling you might still be holding on to inside. Number 4. Fear of death. As we age, the awareness of our mortality naturally increases. The inevitable truth of life is that, no matter how much we try to avoid it, death is a part of the journey. But the key here is that living with a constant fear of death can rob us of the joy and richness of the present moment. Fear of death doesn't prevent the inevitable. It only prevents us from truly living. This concept is deeply rooted in both Stoic and Buddhist philosophies, which teach us that facing death with acceptance can lead to greater freedom and peace. Why is this fear so overwhelming for so many of us, especially as we get older? One significant reason is the uncertainty about what happens after death. Many people find themselves wondering what, if anything, comes next, and this existential uncertainty can weigh heavily on our minds. But worrying about it doesn't change the outcome, and it certainly doesn't bring any peace. Another reason for this fear is the presence of regrets or unfinished business. Sometimes, our fear of death is tied to unresolved conflicts, unspoken words, or unfulfilled dreams. We might feel like time is running out to fix the things that weigh heavily on our hearts. And culturally, in many societies, discussing death openly is often seen as taboo. This silence only deepens the mystery and the fear, making it a subject too dark and frightening to approach. So, how do we free ourselves from the grip of this fear? Here are a few strategies that can help. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Acceptance. The first step is acceptance. Ancient philosophies, like Stoicism and Buddhism, suggest that embracing the reality of death can be liberating. It sounds counterintuitive, but once you accept the impermanence of life, you can begin to live more fully. A simple practice is to begin each morning by recognizing the fragility of life, and then make a conscious decision to make the most of that day. When you acknowledge that today is all you truly have, it changes how you approach everything. Focus on your legacy. Instead of fearing the end, think about what you want to leave behind. What will your legacy be? Write letters to your loved ones, sharing your thoughts, wisdom, and love. Engage in community projects or volunteer work that gives back to others. By creating a legacy, you channel any anxiety about death into meaningful actions that can have lasting impact. Your legacy can be your greatest gift to the world. It can ease the fear of death and bring more purpose to your life. Resolve unfinished business. If you're holding on to regrets, take steps to resolve them. The fear of death often comes from the things we've left unsaid or undone. If you have kind words to say them. If you owe an apology, offer it. If there are dreams that you've put off, even the smallest step towards pursuing them can bring a sense of peace. Sometimes, resolving those lingering pieces of unfinished business can feel like lifting a heavy weight off your shoulders. Seek help. Sometimes, talking about death can help to relieve its fear. Whether through spiritual support or secular conversations, talking with a trusted friend, counselor, or support group can help you process your thoughts and fears about death. There's no shame in seeking help. It's a courageous and healthy way to deal with the topic that many avoid. The result of letting go of the fear of death is profound. You'll find that you can live more fully. You'll savor the simple pleasures of life, like enjoying a cup of tea in the morning, having a meaningful conversation, or taking a peaceful walk in nature. These everyday moments will feel richer and more meaningful. Moreover, living in acceptance of life's natural cycle can transform how you spend your time, allowing you to make each moment more precious and fulfilling. Instead of letting the fear of death rob you of your peace, embrace the gift of life in the present moment. It's time to stop letting that fear hold you back, and instead, live each day with more purpose, gratitude, and joy. Number 5. The belief that change is no longer possible. Let's talk about something that, if you let it, can sabotage every aspect of your life. The belief that you're too old to change. Once we stop believing in our ability to evolve and grow, we begin to stagnate. This kind of thinking can become a self-imposed prison, trapping us in a mindset where we see no possibility of improvement or change. When we tell ourselves it's too late to change, we're essentially placing barriers between ourselves and the endless possibilities that life still has to offer. Think about it. When you start believing that change is no longer an option for you, you shut yourself off from new experiences, new skills, and even new relationships. It's as though you've closed a door and locked it, convinced that you're no longer capable of stepping through it. But the reality is, age does not have to be a barrier to growth. It's simply a number. It's never too late to learn, to explore new passions, or to take on new challenges. Many of the most fulfilling moments in life can happen when you push past this limiting belief. Modern psychology shows that when we believe we cannot change, we essentially stop trying. But when we embrace the idea that growth is always possible, we open ourselves to new opportunities for personal development, whether it's picking up a new hobby, learning a new language, or even forming new friendships. The belief that change is no longer possible can become one of the biggest obstacles to living a fulfilling life in your later years. If you've convinced yourself that you've already had your turn, or that certain dreams or goals are no longer within reach, you're essentially closing the door on the future. Instead of seeing age as a reason to stop trying, embrace it as an opportunity to change, to reinvent yourself, and to embrace the power of personal growth. The ability to adapt, learn, and evolve is not limited to younger people. It's something that we all have access to, regardless of how many years we've lived. As we wrap up today's video, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far. We've covered 5 powerful things to let go of to unlock a more peaceful, fulfilling life as we age. The need for approval, regret, toxic relationships, fear of death, and the belief that change is no longer possible. These are not just concepts, they are mindset shifts that can truly transform the way you approach every day. So, I want to hear from you. What's one thing that stood out to you the most from today's video? What is one lesson you're going to take and start practicing in your own life? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're planning to apply these changes. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave your comment, like, share it with those who could benefit, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support means a lot, and together, we can continue to share these valuable insights with more people. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care, and remember, it's never too late to make a positive change in your life.